Let's go! Not over.
Hey, everybody. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means? Another episode of Indie Comics Relay. I'm your host, Keith Gleason, creator of the Mighty Mascots. With me, always, is Johnny C., my good friend, creator of Surrounded by Death. How's it going, buddy?
What's up, my man? Did you recover from the weekend yet, or what?
Oh, my Lord. Yeah, we got to talk for a few minutes about Terrificon. I didn't get to see you at the end, and I barely saw you the whole weekend, which was crazy. But that just goes to show you how busy that convention was this past weekend. Awesome.
Great. It was a great convention. It's been a great convention the last 2 times I've attended. I think if you're an indie creator in the northeast of the country and you don't have Terrificon on your radar, you're seriously cutting yourself short. It's definitely a great show. A lot of a high-tier talent is there. The editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics exhibits at that show. Like, come on, you got to be there.
This is like it's like a true comic convention, but it has some of the modern things that we hate about cons. Like the celebrities and
it's got the celebrities, but you know what though? It's a nice
very balance.
It's very balanced. Yes,
very balanced.
Sure.
A lot of comics, a lot of comic creators there, a lot of top talent, old school and new school, which is awesome. I really appreciate that. So definitely, if you got, like Johnny said, if you're in the East Coast, Terrificon should be on your radar. And I think they must get, this year is hard to judge, but on a normal year, I bet at least 20,000 people through there that weekend. At least.
And it's on site at a casino. I mean, it's like bonus. You can like go gamble after the show. Like, come on.
And people came out despite COVID. I gotta admit, we did honestly, and I think this is because, I was finally with the pro section, our second best numbers. Spot. Yeah, we did. I couldn't believe that.
A sweet spot.
Second best numbers we ever did for Terrificon in the 10-year history we've been doing that show. So just goes to show you, How about you? Did you do well financially?
Crazy. Awesome, so I cleared my booth expense, and I had a 10x10 booth, and I had electricity, and I cleared all that. So, I mean, if you want to look at the actual numbers, go to Terrificon's website, and I'll give you a perspective of how well I did at the actual show. And that's solely not just on the copy. That was also selling comics. I sold out of Surrounded by Death there.
Oh, did you really? Congrats, man.
And, thanks.
Speaking of that, you're still killing it on the campaign. Let me, look at this. You're closing in on 7,000, brother. I mean, awesome. Yeah. Awesome job, man. Anything new that you've been doing? I mean, I know you had that San Diego cover for a while. Is that making a difference now, or
so that San Diego cover was a limited window, and it was right in the middle of the campaign when things are kind of at a lull. So that really helped carry things through, especially for a first-time campaign. Now, even this past weekend, we added a new tier. So we actually have a new premium $500 tier, which is the original artwork of the trading card set that's available as the stretch goals. If you scroll down on the page, we actually added it in.
Yeah,
I linked up with.
I linked up with to showcase another Kickstarter too before we bring our guests in.
Yeah, and I'll be very quick on everything.
So
I don't want to keep our guests waiting.
How far down is it? Keep going.
It's right at the top of the rewards. Right here. There you go. Right, so this is the original set of the trading cards.
Wow. What are you offering these for?
So the whole set, all three, is going to go for $500 free shipping. And it's also going to include
in those nice frames and everything too.
Come in the nice frames and everything, and then it's also going to include the get illustrated into the comic feature. So
very cool.
That's included,
and you get the comic too, I would imagine.
And you get the comics and the digital and all that stuff.
Do you get coffee or any of that stuff, or
no coffee on this one? This is just artwork, just because I just wanted to just send the artwork. I didn't want to have too much packed in the package, especially for something as nice as that,
Beautiful. All right. And then right on the same page, I opened up. So this is the Kickstarter you wanted to talk about a little bit, right?
There's 15 hours left to go on this Kickstarter. And this is a good friend of mine, two good friends of mine, actually, Paul Axel, who I exhibit with at C2E2, and Jimmy Kusage. I'm sorry, I'm butchering his last name. But they actually put together this book called The New Amsterdam Game, Gooseberry's Midnight Ride, and it's a period piece superhero story. And
very cool.
It's down to the last.
There was that one that Oni Press used to do. Was it dance? I forget. It reminds me of that Victorian style, superhero.
Oh yeah, that's kind of the idea, or Solomon Kane, or
something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
very cool.
It's really cool. They're coming down to the last 15 hours. One of the premium tiers is for $100. You can get illustrated into this comic, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so everybody just take a moment to check it out.
Yeah, definitely. And before we bring in our guests too, we should probably take a minute and just say hello to everybody in the chat joining us tonight. Hello, Ara. How's it going, buddy? Sorry we missed you.
Good to see you, man.
I saw that he was mentioning that. We'll catch you. I'm sure we'll see you, me and Johnny, at a bunch more cons. We'll probably see you at some of those. We got Comics Mate. Good day. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us. There's a lot of people in here tonight.
Yeah, we got a hopping chat tonight.
How's it going? Yeah, that's great. Black Rose Comics joining us.
Nice.
I don't think that was for us. All right, how's it going? And just seeing an Aerith saga, which is a segue to our tonight's guest. Nefarious. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Thanks, guys. Thanks for jumping in and checking out the show.
Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for joining. Real quick, before we bring him in, I just opened up a Kickstarter for this week. It's Jared Luhan's The Twin Blades.
Yeah, let me bring it up.
Everybody should check out Jared's work, Twin Blades. This beautiful cover. It's Mexicans with swords. And the best part about it, look at this. Thank you note on the back.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Personalized thank you note. Thank you, Jared. Dude, I can't wait to read this. This is going to be awesome. And
hey, Adam, thanks for joining us.
From San Diego, exclusive, one of my booth mates, Chris Mays. He had these little prints. So he's got this Unicron one from Transformers.
Oh,
cool.
Dope. I like that.
And then he's got this Bruce Lee one, which I ended up
So now did that come with the campaign?
No, this was separate. This was from the SDCC booth. This is one of my booth mates, and this was the stuff that he featured this year, which I ended up purchasing. Yeah.
Oh, very cool, man.
Cool. Awesome. But without further ado, let's get
enough of us.
Yeah.
Well, tonight's guest, I've seen this Indiegogo around. I'm actually trying to back it soon, because I whenever we have a guest on, I always look into their comics, and sorry, I got sidetracked by this comics.
Well, they kind of look a little like machetes, though, don't they? They do kind of look like machetes, my friend. Check it out. Yo,
hey, Jeremy,
you would really like Jared's book, Oliver. Check it out, bro. Jared Luhan on Twitter.
It's so stereotypical, Oliver. But anyways, yeah, these guys, I've seen their campaign on Indiegogo, and it looks really awesome. Well drawn, very cool tiers too, like with some interesting stuff. So without further ado, let's bring in tonight's guest, Bryan. And I know that the last name's wacky. I don't know if you want to just tell us, Bryan, what it is.
We can just stick with Bryan. That works.
Okay. I remember we were talking privately, and you told me the last name, and it's just like,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm not even going to attempt that.
Bryan, were you at Terrificon this week?
No, fucking Kids Con.
Gotcha.
Oh, gotcha. I hear that. Do you actually do any conventions? Where are you located?
I'm in Arizona. I'm in around the Phoenix metro. But yeah, we got cons and stuff here. It's just area? Yeah, they have quite a few shows. They have Tucson, Phoenix. Phoenix has a lot. There's a pretty big comic like community here. It's just haven't had time right now to really get out there. I've been working with this comic book and some other stuff and animation and game development and all that. Yeah, and then work and then kids. So it's hard to get out.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bryan, like the one question we always like to ask our guests when, especially a first-time guest is, what is that comic or that TV show or cartoon that you had when you were a young boy that kind of put you on the path to wanting to become part of this whole industry, like a creator, whether it be in animation, video games, or comic books? Is there a specific point that you can chart?
More into like writing and stuff was the King Arthur cartoon, where they're a football team and they got pulled back into the King Arthur time, and they become
I remember that.
Knights of the Round, Knights of Justice, or whatever.
Yeah, I
was that. Like, that kind of changed my whole wanting to. So what I did is from there, I kind of took my Legos and started making like movies, like stop action movies with them back in whenever the hell that was, and trying to mimic that cartoon. But I was into like Brave Star and Silverhawks, and I used a lot of those references to do a lot of like crazy writing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my comic is a nod to that craziness, my Mighty Mascots. It's like, like a full homage to like that crazy Saturday morning cartoon, over the top, like storylines,
Yeah.
So I grew up with all of that. So I know all of those cartoons. So that's awesome.
Not to knock today's generation, but we kind of grew up with some of the best cartoons and
like
the most inspiring cartoons.
Show me a cartoon that's as cool as Exo Squad that nowadays.
Exo Squad actually had like story arcs and like pretty heavy
Robotech.
stuff.
Robotech. I remember being blown away by that when I was a kid. It's like, you don't have that stuff nowadays. It's very watered down, or it's like very like that, like the YA crap. Like that's the kind of cartoons we get now. So, but yeah, so that was what kind of put you on this path. So when did you go to school for art, or you were more of a writer?
I was kind of a writer. I was more of just writing notes and creating fantasy movies in my head.
Okay.
I was kicked out of high school, so I guess I really wasn't in school. I tried going to college, but I tested out of college. And then when I tried to go to university, the counselor there told me that college would be a waste of my time. So I didn't do any kind of schooling at all whatsoever.
Oh, no kidding. Were you a bad kid? Is that why you got kicked out?
No. Let's just say that the head of the school fucked with the wrong guy and they got to get rid of me so shit wouldn't hit the fan.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll leave it at that. No,
it sounds deep, bro.
Yeah.
It's pretty deep. Yeah.
Yeah. You should probably put that in a comic book.
Coming from a bad kid who barely made it through school without getting kicked out, like I totally get it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was kind of like I was like the best kind of bad kid. I had morals and was responsible, but I still did horrible things like steal, tag, demolish, drugs, all that. But I was home before the light, before the street lights came on. So, it was all right.
Yeah.
You walked that little gray area. No, man. That was me. That was me too. I feel you.
Me. I was a good kid.
I was just going to say respect. Like, even without going through traditional schooling process, you put together a campaign, comics, so much stuff that you're working on that you listed at the top of the show. Like, talk a little bit more about that. I mean, I'm very curious to see kind of how you self-started and self-made your path that you're on currently?
So Airith, actually, I started writing that in elementary school. Everyone in the chat's has heard this story before. I grew up in a really bad, like, gang-related area. I had shitty schools, crappy teachers. They didn't care. I was always dealing with, like, fighting and just crap. So I'd go home and write down these notes to, like, internalize, like, the trauma in a weird way. So I'd write out like, this superhero did this, this, and this. Instead of taking my day going, oh, I got jumped or some dude punched me, I would go home and write this story out. Superhero, killed a bunch of villains. And I guess that's kind of like serial killer sounding. Like I'm writing down about killing people. But it was a way to deal with trauma. And I just, throughout the years, would write all these notes. And I even did it through college. And Airith, I kind of put to the side. And I got into technology. I was really big in technology, did the whole career thing, did all the startup crap, and then came back and said, I want to write this story. And I digitized all those notes into a Google Doc. And that Google Doc is almost about 400 pages long of just babbling notes. Wow. I'm also dyslexic, so that was even a really weird challenge on top of that. So in 2010, I tried writing a short story of it. But I tried to do it in a weird novella love story thing just to see if I could get sales. It wasn't the story I wanted to write, but it did really well. I mean, I sold a shit ton of copies. Got over it. Didn't really think it was the story. Wanted to write a bigger novel of it. So I hooked up with an editor, and the editor just kind of took it down a path to where they thought the readers would like. So I just was like, you're the professional. I'll follow what you're saying. The book did pretty well, but it still wasn't the story that I wanted. And mind you, I already was published a couple of times. I had a pretty big book in 2010 that was published. It was actually a really big book if you're in the whole satire thing. But after that, the Airith novel was written. I just said, this is not the story that I've been wanting to do. I'm giving too much control to people. Since I'm more a visual person, maybe I do like an animatic and see how that comes about. Well, I learned animation is very expensive, and it is a tough thing to do. Like, it's a lot of work. And again, you're working with the studio who are the experts, so they kind of take your story in the direction they feel best. The product came out great, not knocking the studio. They did an awesome job. It just was not the story I wanted to do. So my buddy said, hey, do comics. I was like, yeah, I remember reading comics. Those were fun. So I kind of did this issue 0 back last summer. And try to do a Indiegogo campaign, a bunch of factors in that where I wasn't able to launch it really, but I launched it on my website, sold all 500 copies. So that kind of gave me validation. I sent a copy to Eric July. He was blasting it all over his channels a couple months ago. He did it again just a couple of days ago. And that kind of gave me validation of me, a person that's not in the comic world, kind of getting the nod like, no, dude, you're allowed in this club. Just keep on going. So now we're going full throttle with the whole Airith IP, comic books, side stories. We got a video game still in development. We're going to do tabletop. We just kind of want to do, instead of creating a comic, brand, a comic title, we want to actually make a product brand. So kind of a little different than what normally people are doing. They focus on comic. I'm focusing on brand.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you say that because both me and Johnny are kind of doing the same thing. Like Johnny has a zombie comic that's set at a mall, and it's centered around Johnny, you can explain it. It's like centered around a coffee.
Yeah, so Surrounded by Death is basically a cross between Mallrats and The Walking Dead. The first story arc is that they run out of a coffee blend that everybody loves. So what I do at conventions, and what I did this past weekend, was have a pop-up of the cafe from the comic book there on site. So I bring a little slice of the comic book to life on the convention floor for readers and fans and people to walk up. And it's kind of cool that you're saying that you kind of you have that brand focus, that umbrella focus, right? And then you got all this cool stuff going on underneath it that's not necessarily comics, but also comics adjacent or branching out.
Yeah, same with me. And I do all kinds of I got my own soda that I get a craft soda for mine. I got trading cards. I try to do all the all the little side things. I have a cereal box for my campaign, for my that I sell, because all the characters are serial mascots. So right there,
Okay.
Johnny has
Oh,
a
that's
copy.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
it's
try
cool.
to.
That's cool.
It's
So I'm
cool to have
very,
like
brand
little
focused
like
as
features
well.
like
Yep.
this. Yeah, for sure.
But it's like you
Tangible.
use the comic book as the starting ground, and then everything else kind of branches out of it to make your own merch, which is awesome, Brian. It's great, and it's like very cool that you're doing that. So let's take a step back though, real quick. So Airith like became about because of like the way you grew up, the way you jotted down these notes. What is Airith about? Like what is what's the core of the story?
So I suck at pitching because it's such a like plot layered story.
Okay.
I can tell you what it's about, and then we get into tape 4 and it just morphs into a different plot.
I gotcha.
The best way to describe it is it's an autobiography. It's my autobiography from the perspective of a weird acid trip from a guy who is dyslexic and has Asperger's. Like, it's just a weird, like, it literally is my autobiography, but just fiction, turned into fantasy, over exaggerated. All the characters in the book are people I know in real life. The conversations are conversations I've had in my real life. All the situations are situations that I've had in my life, just turned into comic book form.
Comics. Oh, very cool.
The kind of base of the story right now, where we're at, is there's a character we start to learn more about in tape 2, which is called Mother, and she's hell-bent on just destroying everybody. Aerith and Rafa, their main goal now is to stop her from killing everybody, and as they go on that mission, they find out that they can't, and they got to find a way to do it without killing her. Basically killing her without killing her, and that turns into a whole cluster in itself. But while they're going through this like crazy, end of the world type thing, they're just sitting there constantly bantering at each other. The best thing I heard was our dialogue it's like if Quentin Tarantino wrote a comic, because it's just constant dialogue. Just
love
they
it.
could be in the middle of a battle and they're just talking about crap that you shouldn't even be talking about during a battle. Just has no purpose, no reason. A lot of the conversation's nonsensical, but it's humorous, it's funny, and it kind of allows you to connect with the characters on a different level, because it's not just smash kill. All right. Yay, we're heroes. It's like,
like someone's posing and yelling.
Blood on my high heels. God damn it! It's very like off the cuff, comedy.
Very cool.
Can we check out the video? Is it?
Yeah, definitely.
Before we do that,
there's a few funny comments in the chat. So Oliver said, I have a zombie comic too.
Nice. We should do a crossover, bro.
Yeah. The irony is that Johnny's coffee turns me into a zombie, a happy zombie.
Yeah.
Comic Space says, I have a ghost superhero comic. Does that count? Yeah. Of
yes.
Course. Yes.
Of course
anything counts. Anything goes here.
Anything goes.
Ryan, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan's watching us. Ask him if he brought Nega Keith. Yes, Nega Keith here.
Okay, yeah, let me see. Ahoy, Ryan.
Yeah.
So everybody's coming.
I like Ryan's last comment here. Check out Ryan's last comment here.
Brian,
Brian, I'm bad at pitching. And fucking sells us on a story. Amen.
That's so great. Yeah, let's take a look at the video.
Let's roll this footage.
Yeah, definitely. All right, hang on. Let me play here.
I didn't ask for this. I never asked to be a killer. That is what she wanted. And she created such a monster that over time, I learned to enjoy it. I learned to revel in the hunt. I yearned for it. The look in their eyes, the smell of the soul leaving the flesh, the taste of the fear in their blood. I will never understand myself. At least he wanted to understand me. He knew how to make a cyberganic girl tingle in places that tingles can happen with a single cocky wink of the eye. Hell, he didn't even mind all the hairspray. What a winner. But he did give me love. And his love gave me light. His love gave me a reason. I once heard that love is selflessly giving your breath away to allow someone else to breathe. And I did that. He did that. But it was so mierda. And now, he must die, pinche gringo pendejo! You pissed off the wrong mujer, motherfuckers! I am asked the same question all the fucking time. What is it that I want? And the truth? Well, the truth is, all I wanted was what all girls that have a thirst for blood want. A goddamn Delia's catalog and some fucking tacos. And when I get a hold of you, te voy a meter el culo por la boca tan duro que vas a probar el desayuno de ayer por una semana, coño! Not even 10 sana colita de ranas could save you from my wrath.
A little intense.
Yeah, seriously, that's great.
So right off the bat, I'd like to give kudos because you didn't use a lot of artwork there. It was really just like a slow zoom in. I haven't been that excited about a slow zoom in since the intro to Halloween. All right, so like, what the fuck? That was awesome.
So much potty mouth too, Brian.
Yeah, she's got.
I love it.
She's got quite the mouth on her for sure. But
she does.
Yeah, we
didn't
have time to do. We didn't have time to really do animation, and I was like, man, let's just. Our voice actor, she's done everything, all the voice acting for Airith. When we do our music, it's her singing, so it's Airith. When we did our animation, it was her, Airith. Our thank you videos, it's her as Airith. So we keep that kind of consistency, and she just knows how to play the character to a T. So yeah, she knows she's a badass.
That's awesome. The chat
I got a
saying
little
great
bit of
voice acting.
Alita Battle Angel. I got a little bit of Kill Bill Bride. Like I got all those vibes and flavors just from a zoom in and a really awesome banging voiceover, bro. It was awesome.
Yeah.
How much did you pay Gal Gadot for that voiceover?
I got some blackmail photos. I got blackmail photos she did for free.
That's awesome. Gingerden, hey, what's up, buddy? I'll be talking about your campaign at the end. Nice. Yes, this looks great. I right off the bat, you can tell you got a really cool, strong female, heroine here. I don't know, is she anti-hero or is she sort of a hero or a bad guy?
She doesn't care.
Very in the gray.
She has her objective and she's gonna do it, and she takes what she wants. And she gives what she wants, and she gets what she wants, and she does not stop for anybody. And we do it, and we do it without like an annoying, like hear me roar woman type thing. It's just I took powerful Latino women in my life and was like, those girls don't stop at anything, and they just mow over things. So that's based it off of those, and then. The girls I grow up with, just like the rucas and stuff, they're just like, that's how they work. When they get to fights, they like pull the dudes and just start smacking them down. So I just really drew from that passion from the culture and just created this character that she doesn't have to be a hero. She doesn't care to be a hero. She just doesn't want to die. That's all she, she has this life, this awesome life she wants to live. She wants to kill the people who've wronged her. And then she wants to kill the people who, are trying to wrong the people that she cares about. So
very cool.
Nice. Yeah, I got a 90s anti-hero kind of vibe from her, which I like a lot. Something that would have stepped out of Desperado or something,
Yeah.
Modern Family feel.
That's fantastic. Yeah, actually, let me bring it back up. Let's take a look at, I wanted to look at some of the tiers.
I was going to say, Brian, if there was a premium tier, what tier do you recommend for people?
The
if I want to go back to campaign right now.
Yeah, the $50 tier is probably the best one because you're getting the 8-bit cartridge. I can't say the gaming system that it's based off of, but
hang on, let me take a look at that up close.
You're getting all these cool little perks. So you're getting this guy.
So how did you? Wow, that's really cool. Did you have that custom made?
So I had the deck sourced out. I had the labels made, and then I had the dust covers sourced out and put them all together to create this little tchotchke.
Yeah, that's really cool. It's like it's a cool little collectible. So you get that in the $50 tier, huh?
Yeah, and then you also get the cool dancing fairy lenticular card.
Oh yeah, hang on. Let me bring that up.
No
I'm backing that right now. $50? That's a bargain.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? I'm backing
So
it.
you get
Wow.
a cassette tape? Is that cassette tape?
So
part
hold on.
of it?
So on our tape one, so this is what our comics come in.
Oh wow! Look at that.
So this is our tape one. This is our first issue right here.
Oh wow! So this is you get this at the $50 level.
So I'm just showing you what the cassette box looks like. So this is our issue 1, our issue 0. It came in this cassette box. Issue 2, which is this bad boy, will come in a cassette tape, but it's a different cassette tape because each tape is a different soundtrack that we do.
Oh,
so
wow.
on tape 1, which is this pink tape, this actually has its own soundtrack on Spotify. It's sung by the girl you just heard do the voiceover.
Wow.
So tape 1, you get this. You can get this for $10 as an add-on when you check out when you buy any of the tiers. So $10 you get this guy. So you get a deal for that. And then our issue 2, what we did is we upgraded the cover off the bat. We did the
I see the nice foil embossed there,
and it's embossed. Really nice. And then we got embossing parts on different parts of the the cover.
Yeah.
We went premium paper on this one. Like just we spent, knowing that whatever profit we were probably going to get, we just dumped into this because we just wanted to really. I come from a marketing background, so I'm more about getting the loyal customers first and then profit later. So if I can get 100 loyal customers within the next, this campaign, then I know I'll be able to get 200 the next campaign. Then I know I'll get 400 the next campaign. It's just a small, it's a slow process, but I'm in for the long game. I'm not, this series is 52 issues. So it's not like I'm going to be done in a year.
Gotcha.
So we have time to build.
Gotcha. So let me clarify, Bryan, how much do both cassettes, how much is that?
So if you're just going for the basic tier of tape 2, it's $25, and you put the add-on for $10, that's $35. You get everything, plus you're getting the 2 boxes that the tapes actually come in.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
so dope.
I think is like $9 total, something like that.
I love those boxes, man. That's awesome. That's so creative. I fucking love that. I love that.
And that's what, when you guys were talking, we want people to experience the comic like in a tangible way. So boom, you're holding this cassette tape, which Airith, she is a former pop star and B-movie star, and all these tapes are her old tapes that she created when she was a pop star.
Gotcha.
Our tape 2, it's from the Virginity, which is another crew in our comic book, and it's being sung by our friend Jennifer Sun Bell, who did we did a mic drop cover from BTS, and it got featured on Steve Akio's. I always say his last name wrong. He actually featured it on his channel, but she's doing the singing for our tape 2, which is going to be 5 Fleetwood Mac songs in heavy metal. So we're covering them in heavy metal. But all these characters play, and the music has a part. The music has a huge part in the comic book. It plays in there. You'll see it. It gets crazy. So, yeah.
Oh wow, freaking awesome, dude. Yeah, I really like the look of this. It's just like you said. Let's besides all the marketing and all the tchotchkes here, look at this artwork. The comic looks fantastic. Who's your artist on this?
So we just call him NC because his name is really hard to pronounce. His first name's Nicholas. I thought his last name was Spanish because he's from Argentina, but it's actually Italian.
It's funny that
I've been pronouncing it wrong the whole time, and one day he goes, "Dude, I'm Italian." All right,
the whole creative team, you can't pronounce the names. That's awesome.
Yeah, so he does. He does the sketch. He does the line work. He does the coloring, and he does the lettering. So he's a one-man crew.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, the lettering looks good. Everything looks solid here. I really like the look of this. And it's mostly a sci-fi kind of adventure, correct?
Yeah, it's kind of, we call it a cyber rock space opera because it's rock and roll, it's steampunk, it's cyberpunk, it's just a mixture of everything. It's almost like of the 90s and 80s, that hair metal period thrown into a cyberpunk story.
Wow, awesome.
So a lot of the outfits we went and found, we would go through and watch old, like early 80s heavy metal, hair metal videos, and we based the outfits off of those.
Oh,
so
cool.
there's everything you see in the comic has a specific meaning to the actual story. So
really,
yeah, we
wow.
really there's a lot of Easter egging where you'll get to like tape 8 and go, oh, okay, now this panel makes even more sense.
Interesting. So you guys like, wow, that's really cool, meticulous plotting, you know. I like that.
That's
it shows you
the Asperger's.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you, I got OCD and I love it. But
right?
it helps me get so much shit done. It's like, you know, I never want to be without it. So like, but
so,
you know,
and so this one right here, the Adventures of Todd Boy and Mox, this is going to be a 12-page supplement that also comes with all physical backers. We were going to do it as stretch goal, but it just has come out so damn cool. We were like, you know, screw it. Let's eat the cost. Let's just throw it in there.
I like the logo.
Go full screen on that, Keith. I want to see that.
Oh, this
one?
So
this is done by our friend Esquivo. He's doing the penciling.
Wow.
Tiago's doing the inking, and Steve Cannon's doing the coloring.
Yeah, even
that is gorgeous.
I mean, holy crap!
And those are available for purchase too on our campaign. We're throwing them for $200 just so people could get, you know.
Wow, that's cheap for a good. Is it going to be inked pages as well?
Yeah, it'll be 12 inked full colored pages. Yeah,
for $200. That's really good for this.
Oh wait, no, sorry for the sell. No, it's just going to be the penciling for that.
And, for the penciling. Okay, gotcha.
Sorry, yeah, I thought you meant for the comic. I'm like, oh yeah, it's full color, but no, just for the artwork. It's just the penciling.
That's still good for, you know, that's a good price for a page.
I couldn't get Esquivo's just so busy with his other stuff that he wasn't able to ink them.
And here's like the tiers broken down. So this is the basic tier. So this gets you the book, and then looks like what is this, like Polaroid. A photograph?
Yeah, it's a photograph Polaroid selfie from Airith and Rafa.
Wow,
you get a pin, you get the Double Rainbow Death Punch sticker, and
now this is what the box will look like. Is this cassette tape? That's awesome.
Yep. And then everyone gets the soundtrack too. So the $50 tier, I just tell people to get this because they get the cartridge, they get the lenticular card, and they also get the Rafa air freshener. It's just a cool package for $50.
I'll probably back this one, and then I got to get the first one. So you can add the first issue on as an add-on. You said for $10.
It's just called Add Catch-Up Tier for $10. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. And then so 70 collectors.
So
edition.
that one you're getting a 3D print of a sword. Her sword, you're getting a metal print.
Right here.
Yeah, then you're going to get a metal print of one of our covers, and then you get the chibi stickers.
Oh, very
cool. For the $75 tier. This
is awesome, man. Really good job. Yeah, I definitely see the marketing here. You know, like you know, I tell my wife too that I should have been in marketing because, you know, like the stuff I've been doing with my comic and kind of doing the same thing that you're doing here, maybe on a smaller level, but like, you know, just trying to figure out something like cereal based to add onto my table, you know, and just keep going. Maybe I should pick your brain to see if you have anything that I haven't
pick
thought
too
of
much,
yet.
man. I don't got much brain left.
Come on, I gotta put that Asperger's to work.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that ketchup though.
Yeah, so the Add Ketchup is this. Oh, this is the ketchup that you're talking about, the ketchup campaign. Just a play on the words. Gotcha. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I gotta get both of those. And you said, now is the campaign over? I didn't even look.
No, I think we got like almost 2 weeks left. Oh,
you have 2 weeks left.
Some days.
Okay, you guys have hit, which is good. Are you gonna go in demand with this?
We might just drift it over to our website because we did really awesome with our tape 1 on our website. We pulled it off our website so we can make sure that we had enough for this campaign. So whatever we have left over, we're going to throw on our website, and then we'll probably do once. And those are all limited editions. So once we sell out, we'll probably still sell the comic, but in newsprint form, just so it's like, hey, you had the chance. So when we launch tape 3, people will know you need to get on this now, or you'll have no way of getting it at all whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. So basically people should try to back this before it ends then.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then whatever, we'll take that number, we'll probably multiply that by 3 or 4. And then any of the rest of the extras we'll throw on the website for people to get it. But we're not going to sell it for $25 the base package. It'll probably be like $35. So you're getting a deal when we're doing our campaigns.
Yeah, that's a way to do it. And then if they see you guys at a con, I would imagine it would be that same high level price, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're being told to do $40 a tape at cons because it's just
well,
it's
you know
such
what?
a cool
It
pickup.
almost reminds me, like with the whole box thing, almost like those. What was that? That thing that where you used to get the box in the mail, Loot Crate. It was almost like a thing, you know.
Yeah.
But so you also have to think about the logistics of bringing boxes to a convention, right? Those people who have to ship like those mystery boxes, and they have to bring in these pallets of like mystery boxes of things that like don't weigh a lot, but you have a lot of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's tough. That can be tough, bro. That's tricky. So all the more reason why people really should back the campaign now, because you're really going to get a good rate. And, you know, that higher price tier is going to be totally justified when it hits the table, bro. That's a very smart way of going about it.
Yeah, and if you guys actually end up branching out into other mediums, like I'm assuming that you're building up this IP to possibly move into like an animated series or a movie or something like that.
MTV needs to bring back Liquid Television just for this.
Exactly, dude. Yep.
Just for this.
This
all that stuff. Yeah.
Little Aeon Flux. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of a little bit. You know,
a little bit. I
love the whole rock and roll angle of it too. I think that's great. I love when
I remember when that was naughty TV. Remember that? If you watched that stuff, it was like that was the bad TV. Now it's like that's kids shows.
Now it's just bad, you know, like. But yeah, no, definitely. That was when MTV was cool, when they were doing the Max and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
all the Max. Yeah, totally.
You know, you know, it's funny. That's what I feel like crowdfunding is right now. Is that, you know, like there's so many cool campaigns. You know, and from both platforms, I think, you know, like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, I'm seeing a lot of good stuff. It's a lot of it's like, but you know, like a lot of it doesn't come on my radar unless I, you know, maybe see them on my show or something like that. I do look once in a while, but like I end up having so many campaigns I have to back. Like,
it's easy to get lost in the.
It really is. Like you can just go down a rabbit hole, and you know.
My month of August is pretty expensive, and it's going to get a little bit more now that I have to budget this campaign. And dude, I have to back this. This is awesome.
Love those glasses. Used to have a pair. Well, let's get the '80s look, right? Like that's an '80s pair.
I got a large collection of get-ups and glasses for getting on streams.
Nice.
My kids will walk by my office going like, "What the?" Like, you know, like, what is that doing now?
And Harry said, "Gem and the holograms." I don't know about that. Yeah.
Oh man, I had a crush on Jim, man.
Yeah, who didn't, right?
Yeah.
I hate to see if they try to remake that now. How bad that would
no,
be.
Please don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. like Gem of the Holograms was like you were this close away from like a scene where they're like in the back room doing blow. You know what I mean? Like it was just like it's like it cuts off right before that.
But now that we're talking about Gem, how much hotter were the Misfits? I mean, come on,
way hotter.
So much hotter than Gem.
Yeah.
Way hotter.
But anyways, so you said you had a plan for 52 issues of this?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you have the whole beginning, middle, and end plotted out?
We have it all planned out. Now I just need to go and panel it all out. But as we're doing that, so right now we're actively building our team. We're going to try to get tape issues out. We want to do like 4 to 6 a year. And I think that's manageable. And then
4 to
on
6
top of that,
issues a year?
Issues a year, yeah. And then maybe if we can even get monthly out, if we get a big enough team. That's obviously depends on the size. We just all do it through our website. We wouldn't do crowdfunding at that point. But at the same time, we're doing a lot of side stories too. But we're pulling outside artists to do that. All of our side story artists will be external pull-ins, artists that are our friends, people that we want to work with. It's kind of like our way of getting names on the brand without having to worry about our brand being kind of, hey, this is drawn different. This doesn't look the same.
Right. You just have the artist's interpretation
put someone's
of it.
Name onto the Airith brand itself.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like that. Like it's almost like what is it, like a side quest or or even call it a
Exactly.
mixtape if you want. Or
But the
something,
thing is,
you know?
though, too, though they play into the main story, so it's not like we're going, oh, we're just going to go down this little
Right,
adventure.
it's like
It
supplemental.
actually plays into the actual story. So yeah,
supplemental that like almost like you know, like the end credit scenes in Marvel. They, you know, they're gonna come back somewhere. Yeah. You know, yeah, that's awesome. That's cool, man. That's really cool. So now you said your day job, you work in, was it video games or animation?
no, that's just other stuff we're doing for Airith.
Oh, okay.
My day job is my wife and I, we own e-commerce stores and manufacturing companies. That's what we do.
Okay.
This is completely different than what I normally do.
Gotcha. Oh, okay. I thought your day job was still
Yeah.
involved with.
I wouldn't be able to show up in a Zoom meeting like this. I probably could. I could probably get away with it, but probably wouldn't go. There'd be a lot of questions from our clients. Like,
yeah, right.
What did this guy start smoking from our last meeting on Wednesday?
Yeah. Yeah, we
You'll probably want to know where you got the glasses,
blackmail.
man.
Yeah.
Use it as blackmail, you know. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So the video game you're working on, is that something with like a real like a legit video game company?
No, we're going with the underground indie little company.
Okay.
We tried working with the company, and they just
want to take control,
thousands and thousands of dollars and produce nothing. So
yeah, I gotcha.
We're going with guys that are hungry, that are passionate, that actually like our story. They're not there for the paycheck. They are getting paid well, but they want to build something that they're going to be able to work on for the next 10 years, not just boom, get it done, make a quick couple grand. They want the long run. So
what kind of game is it going to be? Is it going to be like an RPG, or is it like
so?
A
If you go
scroller?
to our website, airith.com, just click on game and that'll pull up. And then
let me take a look.
Check it out.
Did you share that in the chat here?
Yeah, just go to Airith. Just type in on the web browser airith.com, and then there'll be on the menu game.
Airith. Let me see. Airith.com. Yeah, I want to take a look.
Yeah.
And then
there'll be game on the menu.
Hang on, let me add this in. Share. Yeah, I want to check this out. Let's see what this looks like. All right, so video, is it under, let me see.
Should be, where'd the game go?
Our game.
There we go.
Let's check it out.
So yeah, you got to go past the saying you're cool with that.
All right, proceed to game. Okay.
So
wow, look at
think
this.
Think of Mario Kart for adults.
Oh well, it looks kind of like Borderlands a little.
Borderlands, I was getting a little Borderlands vibe.
Mario Kart, just full blown death racing type thing. So in our story, we have these things called the death races, and we kind of go into them. We thought this would be a game that we could build off of. It's just racing through different parts of our world. The reader gets to explore more of our world. They get to see the landmarks. They get to actually drive through them. You'll get all these different cars. You'll be able to do modifications, and there's two ways to win. One, 5 laps, win 5 laps, survive, or destroy everyone before the game's over. So if you scroll down
like a little Mad Max too.
Yeah, exactly. This is Aerith's vehicle right here. His name's called Bastard, which stands for badass, super tough, armored robot dinosaur. So I was able to take Bastard and say, well, this is what the words are for. So it's just
it looks like that weird thing from Fortnite with the horse head thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So
this is wildly creative. I love this.
My daughters, they wanted a unicorn dinosaur. So I was like, that sounds like a cool vehicle. Let's make a robot unicorn dinosaur that flies.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you'll be able to drive through all the things. We pulled, obviously, Never Ending Story influence on that one.
Oh, right there, right here. Yeah, I see that.
But the difference is on the one side is Kurt Russell and the other side is Freddie Mercury. Because in our story, in our world, 80s and 90s movie stars. So our world is on a parallel world with other parallel worlds. And our world is able to get radio and video signals from parallel worlds. And we just happen to be aligned with Earth. So through propaganda in our world, the creator uses the glitch to show the videos and music from 86 to 94 and around that time period. And these people in our world think they're actual real people. They think Kurt Russell is the dude from Big Trouble in Little China. They think
Okay,
that Freddie
that's
Mercury
funny.
is this like God, this musical muse God. So they actually like praise these people and pray to them. Yeah, it gets crazy, man.
Oh wow, that's
Awesome.
cool. Yeah, I was
That's
just gonna
so
ask
cool.
you which Kurt Russell it was. You had the right answer.
Yeah, well, we have all the versions of Kurt Russell in there. They think that he's this multi-universe hero. So, yeah,
Oh, wow.
it gets weird, man.
Even Kurt Russell as Santa Claus.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. We might have to do that.
You may have to retro take that.
He's
one.
always Jack.
That's the later
Burt.
in the career.
Let's
Later
get
in the
Yeah.
career. Okay, I'm just playing. But yeah, this looks great. So this looks like it's pretty far along. Is this going to come out anytime
Yeah,
soon?
we went into stealth mode after we had a problem with our last development company. We didn't want them knowing what we're doing just in case they were going to try to grab our idea because they already had the blueprint.
Okay.
They didn't have the spec print and kind of the full blown and build of what we're doing. So we've been in stealth mode. We won't launch this until it's ready for like a full beta. And we'll probably be doing like an Indiegogo or Kickstarter with it to launch beta. Some of the perks will be skins. You'll be able to help us design some of the cars, name a car, name a weapon, think of a weapon, stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna get crazy with that once we get to that point.
Where can people play this game when it's available on console?
We're gonna launch it all on Game Jolt. It'll be all available on Game Jolt, and we'll probably let it be free until we get into the microtransactions for skins and stuff like that, power ups. But yeah, we're gonna throw it out for free as a marketing piece for our comic IP. We figure it's a good marketing cost, and it's a good write off too.
Now, Game Jolt. See, I'm not terribly familiar with that. What is that? Is that
it's just more of a way for indies to release packets for people to download and play demos and stuff.
Gotcha. So is it like on phones, like an iPhone, or is that something
this is
you can
for
get on
downloads
Xbox?
on Mac and PC? Yeah.
It's Mac and PC.
Gaming, yeah. And then we'll eventually graduate to release on Steam once we get to that point.
Gotcha. So it's like starting small with the indie stuff and then kind of blowing
this
it up.
Is more like your beta world type level stuff. Yeah.
Without all the cool that you guys are going to do it for free and then do like the micro
pure marketing. We can push comics, we can push swag through the game itself. So
that's the umbrella. I like that, man.
Yeah. Very cool. Asperger's.
Do what like League of Legends does, where they give you the game for free, and then people just sit there and buy microtransactions and swag.
Right. Yeah, that seems to be the way to do this stuff now. Like it seems to be really successful from all. I'm not in the game. I don't have my. I'm not into gaming as much as I was, but yeah, you can definitely see how a lot of companies have moved over to that.
Yeah.
Someone said, "Oh no, not League."
that's my nephew actually, and he's my.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, he's my League of Legends partner. He also is the one who helped me build the video.
Or even
game too.
Fortnite. Isn't Fortnite all like that too? Yeah, and I know that's like.
And it would just be cool, if you got a fan base of players of 10,000 players, and all of a sudden they get a pop up like, hey, back our comic now and you get a free skin. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, of course. And you can always have like the earlier issues unlockables, and then people can kind of go back, from there.
Yeah. So rewards are great. They're real easy to manage, Yeah,
This is very cool. Yeah, that looks great, Brian. Man, you guys have been how long you been working on Airith? It's been like a couple of years. Like
the comic about a year and a half, but Airith was like, if I could, probably the first note of Airith was probably in like 4th or 5th grade is when I first kind of started writing my notes for this characters.
That's awesome. A lot of us, a lot of creators, like I find have had properties that they've been with them since they were young kids, myself
Tom
included.
Rash last week was talking about that.
Yeah, Tom. Everybody, a lot of people that I know. Hell, even what's his name that did Fifth Element? That was like a movie that was with him when he was a kid.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. He said he created that concept when he was 10 years old, and I was like, that's awesome. So. I think, it kind of makes sense because when we're kids, we have a lot more of imagination. And as you're adults, you can take that basic idea that you had and kind of actually flesh it out and make it a reality, you know, as you grow
Yeah,
older.
you got a little extra hobby money to throw at
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So that's interesting that you were a novelist and kind of found your way to comics. What's, you know, having done both, what do you find easier or harder? Do you find comics easier? Or do you find writing novels
comics are way
harder? Or
easier because when you're writing a novel, you have to describe the scene, you have to describe what's going on. With the comic, it's like, here's the background, here's the foreground, here's the characters. You only have to really worry about the dialogue and then the paneling, you know, the sequencing of the events. With novel, it's writing, everything has to move. The whole screen has to move. With comics, it's just snapshots of dialogue.
Right.
So I find comics hell like
way easier.
It's just for guys like me with dyslexia.
Because you can break it down.
Yeah, it's just easier for me to put it in little pockets instead of this has to match all the way down here. I can just, everything can change while it's going down. I don't have to worry about it.
Interesting. Now, do you write like your comic scripts? Like, are they very descriptive, or do you kind of leave that to the artist to like kind of?
So I do movie script style when I write.
I do too.
Panels. And then my artist, he knows I should say our artist, because he's part of the company. He knows the story so well and the style that he has free range of modifying, morphing, taking out, adding something in a panel. I mean, he doesn't even have to get approval. And when he shows me, it's like, wow, dude, yeah, I didn't even think about that. So yeah, we just have this really cool working relationship now, on the creative level.
Very cool.
Cool.
Man. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, when are you guys dropping the third issue? Is that something that's in the pipeline for?
So yeah, so third issue starts creating in October when we start doing fulfillment for Tape 2.
Gotcha.
At the same time, we're going to be launching, while we're creating Tape 2, we're going to be launching the other link that I sent you, which is Dwarfs versus.
Oh yeah, let me take a look at that.
Our first one is
check
going
that
to
out.
be Dwarfs versus Lion, and it's going to be 50 diesel-powered dwarfs versus a monstrous lion. And these fights happen within the world of Airith and this canyon arena.
Is the URL correct? I'm getting nothing on my end.
Oh
here.
yeah, maybe I did it again. Dyslexia. So if I spelt it wrong, oh yeah, I didn't put an S in there. Dwarves. Shit, I still can't spell.
So is it like?
There we go. That should
okay.
work.
I'm gonna try
dwarves,
that.
plural.
Yeah, that's what the problem was. Yeah.
So now dwarfs, is this an offshoot of Aerith?
So it's actually within the world of Aerith. They're in the Cantilian Empire.
Okay. Wow. So this is like, all right, hang on. Oh, wow. So you guys are already doing a pre-launch for this. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're kind of weird, man.
Free battle patch link. Okay.
In that world, the Cantilian Empire takes over these other territories within our planet. And they have this area where it's dwarves. And they use the dwarves to get rid of all these monsters that roam the lands and stuff. And they made a promise with the dwarves: if you kill all these monsters, we'll let your people go, type thing. So I'm trying to pull up Google Drive so I can show you a little better the artwork of the project.
So are you doing, like, I was just kind of skimming this a little bit. So the readers can decide who would win this battle? Is that how it works?
So
how does that work? Is it by like a voting system?
So yeah, this is something new that I think is going to kind of change how campaigns can work. So you're going to have Team Dwarves versus Team Lion, right? Okay. We're going to have them first start off like, D&D character, caricature sheets, 0 stats, 0 armor, 0 everything. Each $100 tier. So let's say tier 1 gives 2 strength to Team Dwarf. All right. Now the next tier, if you're Team Lion, you want to jump over that tier. So once you get to that second tier, boom, Lion gets 1 dexterity plus maybe he gets an armor piece. Well, now you want Team Dwarf is like, shit, they got more than us. Let's get this next tier unlocked. Stretch goal 3, Team Dwarf now gets like armor or diesel powered rollerblades. So we're trying to add this like gamification within campaigning to where who's going to win, Team Dwarf or Team Lion? You get to decide.
Very clever. I like that.
And
so
you do it through backing.
Yeah, and while we're drawing this, we're leaving a lot of the stuff empty. So once we get what their power ups and stuff are going to be, we'll add those into the comic, before we start doing the coloring and inking. But so yeah, we're trying to have like a cool gamification with this, a little different than normal. I'm trying to find.
That's cool. You're allowing the funding, the quality of or the level of funding to be literally the power up of the characters.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
So cool.
Yeah.
What a cool way to bring a new level to that.
Yeah.
It also it invests you in being part of the level up, which is great. Yeah. So sign up. This is great. Yeah. So this is launching.
And we'll be updating their cards every time they get a boost or whatever. We're going to be updating the cards. So you'll see a lion now has this new piece of armor. Oh, well, now the dwarves have this new piece of armor. And I'm just going to share so people can kind of see what our lion looks like right now. He won't look like that at first, but the full power up, this is what he'll look like if we get all funding for this guy. He'll have his scorpion tail.
So cool.
He'll have all his armor. He'll have his robot claw. So this will be like his final form if he hits all the tiers.
Awesome.
So yeah, and then
that's
we have our
cool,
dwarves.
Brian.
I can show you that real quick. One sec.
So
yeah.
I was gonna say, so just so people feel confident, with you, how far along is the second Airith?
We're almost 60% done.
Okay.
With everything, and we have it marked that we're going to start fulfillment the last week of October. Gotcha. And we've already proven We've already proven ourselves with our first tape. Even though we didn't even get funded, we self-funded it, and we went and put it on our website. People were getting their issues within 2 days of order. So
gotcha. That's what people want to hear, because especially when I know with other campaigns, when you start seeing multiple launches, you're like,
I know.
You're getting a little, but no, that helps set people's mind at ease. I mean, it sounds like you guys, are going to fulfill on time, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. And then you can launch right into the next one, which is great. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, that's
so this is the other one.
So this is our main dwarf called Dieseldorf. And he'll be getting all of his power-ups, and all the other dwarfs will get their power-ups as long as the stretch goals keep going.
Very cool. I like it, man. This is kind of so these characters are in the first two books.
So they will be they're not in the books yet,
okay,
but we will attach them in future books, these characters. So
gotcha. So this is
with
the start
fighting stuff, it's kind of you're getting a different time period of Airith, but they will be put into the main book as well.
Gotcha. So it's like the ground level for these particular characters. Oh, it's awesome, man. It sounds great that you guys have this all figured out. This is so cool. What is this? Hate to, but I gotta run. You guys rock. Back Airith. Yeah, Ryan. Thanks for joining us, buddy. And did you see this comment? This guy said to make a great tabletop game. I think you mentioned that earlier, right? That you were kind of working on one of those.
Yeah, we're either going to do kind of either bring this into tabletop, or we were going to try to work on a racing tabletop, but we haven't really decided yet. We want to test all of our different side story IPs first to kind of see what gets the most juice, because then we'll know that's what we need to expand from.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right. So I'll definitely be back in Airith before the campaign ends. I'll probably do it this Friday.
Oh yeah,
it looks great. I want to get caught up. I like what you guys are doing. I think the marketing is on point. And the character looks cool. Looks like you said, a good sci-fi rock opera, right?
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
That's great. So yeah, we're a little over the hour mark, which we tend to kind of wrap up here. So at this point, usually have the guests give us the best. Give us all your plugs. Where's the best place people can talk to you or check things out? What would you recommend for social media links?
You can go to airith.com. That'll kind of connect you to everything. But if you're on social media, just search Airith Saga. Okay. And that's all of our handles. Go YouTube, Airith Saga. And then also on Spotify, if you guys want to hear our music, our covers that we do for Aerith, just go and type in Aerith Saga, and it's right then and there. You can get, we have a lot of tracks that we've already released.
Awesome. Now,
Cool.
Before I didn't touch into that at all, which I actually, the music that you create for Aerith, is that like who's doing that for you? Is it a professional band? Is it like somebody you know?
Professional studio that we work with, live drums, live guitar, live bass. We don't mess around. We do old rock and roll. When we do our synthwave stuff, it's our friend out in the UK. He writes all the stuff. He does all the covers for us when we're doing more of the electronic stuff.
Oh, very cool. Very awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love this campaign. I think this looks great.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, Johnny's got it.
I'm so in.
Awesome. And so check out Aerith at aerith.com, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Aerith Saga on all social media links. That's awesome. Bryan, Johnny, anything you want to shout out tonight?
Back Paul Axel's the new Amsterdam game, Gooseberry's Last Ride, Midnight Ride rather. Big shout out to Jared. Thanks for Mexican swords. And back Surrounded by Death on Kickstarter. We're gonna try to drop our next stretch goal tomorrow morning. And last but not least, thank you for coming on, Bryan. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
With us, man.
It didn't even feel like an hour. That went by fast.
I know, right? You get into a good conversation, good flow, and it goes like
absolutely.
Like that. The last thing I wanted to mention before I wrap up tonight, Patchwork Comics presents Spells and Superheroes is live on Indiegogo. I will be lettering this book, so I just wanted to shout it out. They're already within one day. They're already 49%, so that's awesome. These guys will more than likely hit this week, I would imagine, with the way things are going. And this one looks like a fun one. It's like if you took superheroes and they were trapped inside of a Dungeons and Dragons game. So,
nice.
This looks like it's going to be a fun project. So, and this is you may see him on streams everywhere. Gingerton, he's the guy that's behind this project. So.
Ginge watches all the time.
Watches it. Reached out to me to do the lettering, and I definitely came on board. So it looks really cool. And they dropped this image on the campaign earlier, which I thought looked really cool. It's like the madman villain, and these are the superheroes that get trapped in the game. They look like cool characters. So I can't wait to letter all this stuff. So so that's my plug for the night, and then. Definitely check out recklesssidekick.com for all your Mighty Mascots needs. And then that'll be issues 4, 5, and 6 will be dropping on Alterna Access, I think starting in October. So, or you come find me at a convention and I'll have them for you. That's it. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Indie Comics Relay. And I think... Johnny, I know as much as we try to do the every other week thing, it's just not going to happen, man. We got too many people that want to be on the show and want to show off their campaign. So I think we're going to be weekly for the time being, So.
Yeah, there's a reason why we're the relay. We like to signal boost, right?
Yeah, right.
So We're trying to signal boost like we're trying to do it for everybody. So if it means having to, go an extra week, we've been doing it anyway. So we're all good with that. We just have to keep on being excellent to each other, and that's the most important part right there.
Yeah, that's true. And then, all right, so we're going to wrap this one up. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, chat, for sending out the nice comments. Thanks for watching our episode tonight. And we'll be back next Wednesday with another episode. Until then, have a great week, and we will talk to you next week. All right, bye, everyone.